is barely 11 o'clock and I have already had a bowl of pasta today. So that makes me happy, and that was the fuel I needed to start a project that I have been procrastinating for a very long time. Do you see this? Yeah. So I bought these ages ago, and the reason I have procrastinated it is because what I wanted it to be, it did not become. I had a vision that this would be the most comfy, most just the coziest, like grandma cardigan. And the more I tried to work with this, the more it was just not working. So I have seen a ton of tutorials. This, I'm still nervous. This may never see the light of day because I might procrastinate it again if it doesn't work out. It's thinner than most of like the chunky blanket yarn tutorials that I've seen, like the hand knit one where you just do it all by hand and you pull them through. That's what I'm going to attempt. The caveat is I also bought this gray to go with it because I wanted it to be a checkerboard, and I still want it to be a checkerboard. But all of the tutorials that I see are more like row. I don't want that. But I did find a lovely lady who has a YouTube tutorial that I'm going to follow. And yeah, this is just an absolute disaster. Ah. Oh no. Literally, I watched the first like 2 minutes of her tutorial to see if that was what I wanted to do, and decided it was. And the first and only instruction she gives basically is you need to keep your balls of yarn organized. Okay, this is embarrassing. This is what the sweater became, and it stopped here. I couldn't get yeah. This is where I have a hard time with failure. But if this next project turns out well, then this is not failure. The issue is going to present itself with the fact that I'm pretty sure I used more gray yarn than blue yarn in this process. So I don't actually know how much yarn I have to work with. But I think I have at least, holy buckets. Oh, this is terrible. This is gonna take me 3 hours just to organize the yarn before I can even start on the project. Whatever. Okay, we'll figure it out. I think, however, I do have at least 3 skeins, and I think in a lot of the tutorials I've seen like 4 and 5, so I don't really know how big this blanket can turn out to be, but I have a queen size bed, so I'm going to measure the width, and then we're just gonna see how long it gets. I don't know. Wish me luck. This is a mess. Let me show you what I'm working with. Hello. So I just remembered that when I was taking this apart, the pieces that I have are like, they've already been cut because of how I stupidly decided to attempt this. So I don't actually have probably more than 2 full skeins each of each color. I know I have a full skein of blue and I know I have a full skein of gray. So I don't quite know. Like you can see I've already like, oh yeah, this is a blue and then this is a blue. So we're going to do this. Because all of that is already cut to the sizes that I was working with stupidly before. So, bummer. Okay, that frustrates me. I first need to see if the like hand knit chain and then pull a loop, and then I need to see if that even works with the thickness of this yarn. Because if not, then the video's over. So this will be the fastest edited video. Okay. Saying a prayer for sanity. We're gonna stick with a project update because I don't like my life update. Just about had the worst week of my life, and I couldn't have been happier that Past Dakota set me up with a project. My brain is in complete paralysis mode, so I have this project that I can continue to work on, that I can completely shut my brain off with, and that I love. I'm at the stage where as I'm working on it, I can put it over my lap to like bring it closer to me, and it's very cozy. I need to look up what number yarn this is and then make a PSA for anyone interested in making a blanket to not use this size. This is going to take me the better part of my year, it feels like. I'm in the emotional state to run away from everything that's ever existed. So I am doing an off-campus rewatch, re-listen, and then I'm probably going to start, I'm on the second to last episode, and then I will probably start The Summer I Turned Pretty rewatch. I really want to watch Every Year After. I think that's what it's called. But I just read One Golden Summer, and then I read Every Summer After years ago. I had to read a blog post to remind me of that one. I didn't really care to do a reread on that one because I don't remember loving it so much. But then One Golden Summer, really liked that one. I think I'm saying the right ones. Anyway, I don't want to talk anymore or ever again. So I'm gonna lose myself in a project, and probably not the recommended way of dealing with your emotions, but that's how I'm gonna deal with them. So, onward. Okay, I did like 4 rows in the span of 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I'm not good at math, but I'm scared to like try and calculate how much longer this will take me. You can kind of see I'm building the next checkerboard, so I've got a lot to go, but it's just so comfy. Oh my gosh, this is so comfortable. I'm so excited. So, good distraction. Time to resume my life responsibilities. Okay, project update and rating update. Project update is that I feel like the more I build, the tighter this bottom like starting chain gets, and I don't understand why. So I'm having a hard time detecting when I'm at the equal mark, but I think I still have probably a little while longer to go for until I can switch to the other color. While I've been doing that, I've been listening to One Perfect Storm, Our Perfect Storm, Our Perfect Storm by Carley Fortune, and I'm not enjoying it. So it could be my mood. It also could be the fact that it's been predominantly audiobooked because I've been wanting to listen to something while I do this. But the audiobook is, well, the book, not just the audiobook. The book is just not my favorite. As someone who is very, very, very irked by miscommunication in relationships, the whole book is miscommunication. It's childhood friends to lovers, which isn't my favorite trope, and it's just miscommunication heavy as one would expect. So I am not really enjoying it. I think I can't decide which one I like more, but I do think that One Golden Summer is still my favorite of hers. But I do often think about the day of Meet Me at the Lake, those main characters. So anyway, that's a long tangent. I'm really enjoying this. It's been much needed. I'm very excited to cuddle up to it once football season starts. Every Dallas Cowboy game, that will be on. And then I am going to an Amble, Aaron Rowe, Ed Sheeran concert right now. I'm so excited. So, to be continued, books and project tomorrow. I have in fact received a sign that this video is over because I have 2 hours and 15 minutes left of Our Perfect Storm and I have run out of Spotify free listening hours, which is very much a bummer. I think I get in my head, I had a vision of pages and projects when I started it, and I think I really honed in too much on the finished product, and I wanted to be able to finish a project, finish a book in one setting. I think where perfection is the enemy of progress. That's the issue that I'm getting into now, is maybe holding myself back from being able to produce more, be able to document, be able to, I don't know, show more of the process and progress in clumps in like a realistic sense, where I wouldn't finish this in one video unless I didn't post a video for 2 months. So this is a work in progress. What I was doing this morning is I'm learning how to watercolor, and I don't like doing things that I don't know how to do because I like being good at things. And I did a little Skillshare class. I have been trying to watercolor before work, and I've noticed in the process of watercolor that my technique is more painting than watercoloring, if that makes any sense. There's room for growth with my water control, and I learned a few things this morning. I said, oh, okay, so this is great. If I do this a little bit more, then it looks like this, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's been a fun process in that way, and if I exclude to only finished projects, then I will lose the element of progress. So it's a long way of saying that this video is over and our perfect storm is not getting any better in my brain. There is fun banter. Obviously, they've been friends for forever, but I just have noticed that that's not really a trope that I prefer. But the other day I did a Carley fortune spread, just messing around in my journal, and I really liked how it turned out, so I'll put a picture of that. I am confirmed that One Golden Summer is my favorite. The things that knock down the star rating for me with some of her books have been the tropes that maybe I don't like, but also have been, what's the word? I don't know if I love her pacing, where the conflict and the third act breakup of it is hyped up, and then you get to it. That's it. Again, I said I don't like miscommunication. I really, 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 really do not like miscommunication. That sounds as if I would say, don't read them, I don't like them. Now I will turn the other token. She writes summer beautifully. I have loved diving into her summer books. I read a majority of her books in May. I was wanting to get through before Our Perfect Storm came out, and I'm glad that I did, because I've had a very lovely summer romance, feel good, all the things. What else? I think there was another tangent I was wanting to go on. It doesn't really make too much sense. I'm going to say it anyway. I have been off social media for almost 3 years, and I am getting back onto social media. And by social media, I mean Instagram and TikTok. It's strange to say because of what I know is going on in my life, but I have never felt more creative, and I'm excited about that. So I have some fun plans. The rest of June will be planning for that and being gentle with myself and all the feelings that I've had. So I'm glad that I will have some projects and some pages to distract me with that, and more of this that I can do when I'm not working, and just be creative and fun and find new stories and enjoy a little bit more of the progress as opposed to the perfection of it. So I had a really good day. First, didn't say wonderful concert. Ed Sheeran, fantastic. Amble, absolute loves of my life. They did fantastic. That was my Saturday, and then my Sunday, I spent the whole day creating, and the fulfillment that I got from that was really wonderful and great. So I'm hoping more of that comes as I ride out this kind of surge of creativity and figure out my life a little bit. This feels like a good step. So that's all.